Hey guys, so I'm actually re-recording this video because I did it on Tuesday, but I didn't really like the way it turned out, so I'm gonna try this again. So you did the interview and it went great. They pretty much accepted you, but it's not 100% because you still have to make sure you have all your paperwork, and so they're gonna start asking you for all those documents and paperwork that you worked really hard to get. It was really stressful, and you're finally going to send it through, but it's still not 100%. It's not 100% because they still have to process it and make sure everything is correct and it's what they need. So from there, they'll send you two contracts. To my understanding, they will send you one copy for you, I guess, and one copy for them. And so make sure you read through it and make sure you understand what they want from you and what you can get from them, just to make sure everything's clear in that. Like there's things like you can't work anywhere else, you can only work at that school. No hush hush money, you know what I'm saying? So make sure you look at that carefully. And I think around this time, this is when you're supposed to get your visa and you have to go to the consulate. To my understanding, and from my experience, you have to go there. You have to go to the consulate. And mine's in Houston. And Houston is like 10 hours away by car. Hell no, I did not drive. I flew my ass there. But anyways, you have to go there. Things may have changed now. It might be easier to get, but you have to go there. I'm just going to share my experience from when I got my visa. I went down to Houston and I went to the consulate, and because of my face they probably thought I was Korean because they kept asking me over and over again if I was Korean, and I explained to them, no, I'm not Korean. And they asked if my parents were Korean. I said, no, my parents are not Korean. Then they asked if one of my parents are Korean. I said, no, no one's Korean. And then they asked, is any of your grandparents Korean? I said, no, nobody's Korean, just regular Laos people. So at the time I didn't understand why they kept asking me, but when I moved to Korea, I realized that if you are Korean or of Korean heritage, you might qualify for a different visa, which might allow you to do more work or even stay in Korea for a certain amount of time, even if you're unemployed. So if you're Korean or anybody in your family is Korean, like blood, maybe you should let them know, maybe you'll get a different visa. Anyways, after they kept asking me I was Korean, I handed them my passport and they said that it would take so and so days because that they don't give a visa just like bam right there. You have to wait for it to process. So I don't think that took very long. I think just like 5 to 7 business days. I don't think I stressed about getting my visa because I already had my contract and all that stuff ready and set. And they'll tell you the documents and stuff that you need to give to them so that you can get a visa. Alright, my memory is kind of blurry, I've mentioned before. Somewhere around this time, I got the notification of where I was going to be teaching, what city. And so I got Busan. Woo! Busan fighting! But at the time, I didn't want Busan, I wanted Incheon because I wanted to be closer to Seoul. Incheon was my first choice and Busan was my second choice. I remember I woke up one morning and I checked my email on my phone and it said, congratulations, you've been placed in Busan. And in my mind, I was like, oh, that's cool, I guess, whatever. Anyways, I was so glad later on that I got placed in Busan because I met some really cool people. My friend from my hometown here was there teaching as well, so it made the transition easier to moving to a new place because I knew someone there already. And so I was really glad that I got Busan. But you do get like preferences of where you want to be. So make sure you choose, like I want to say like the top 3. You get to pick 5 places. And I want to say you will get at least your top 3. Because Busan was my second choice. And so I got that. So it worked out well. But just make sure that you clarify whether you want to work in a city or somewhere rural. The pay rate might be different. You might get paid less in the city and more in the rural, just because less people want to go to the countryside. Okay, so you got your visa, all your paperwork has been processed, you are good to go, you're about ready to depart. You have worked so hard, many months to get this done, and it's finally going to happen. So the day has come, you depart, and then you arrive in Korea. From what I remember, when I got to Busan National Airport, there was just like a bunch of us, a bunch of the EPIK teachers just waiting around. I think we had to like sign in and let people know that we were here, the Epic Crew. You know, when you're there, try to talk to people, make friends, make nice, because you're gonna be with all those people for a while. Not everyone's gonna be placed in the same place. There is like everyone is gonna gather there, and then you disperse to your cities. So just make nice, you know, be friendly, make some friends, because you never know who you're gonna meet, or you know, you're gonna need friends, right? Don't do what I did and just like sat in the corner and cried. I didn't do that, but something like that. And then we hopped on a bus, and then they took us to the university where we're having our orientation. And there you will be assigned a roommate or roommates. In my case, I only had one roommate. He was a really cool dude. Um, I don't keep in contact with him anymore, but Phil, if you're watching this, sup, dude? I'm just kind of like gonna summarize the whole orientation. So you get there, and they, you know, gather everybody, and they put on like a show, and then like a presentation, and like just like informative speech about what's gonna happen, what's to come, and pretty much that, I want to say almost 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks, 8, 9 days, you're back in school. You're going to classes. They're gonna teach you how to teach your students and give you tips and ideas, and then they're also going to give you advice about living in Korea, which is really helpful. Sure, it's gonna be really like corny, and you're just gonna be like, why am I here? I am an adult. I don't need you. When in fact, it's pretty helpful in some ways. You get some ideas, and so just go with it. It's part of the whole experience. I think something that bothered some of the new teachers that were there was that you had a curfew, and they had a curfew for a reason, because they're kind of responsible for you. In a way, they brought you to their country, and if you go off and do something stupid, then it's kind of on them. You know what I'm saying? So um, I remember up until the last night, we they were pretty strict on the curfew. I want to say it was like 10 or something. They just want, because you're in a new country. What if somebody gets lost and get killed? You know, like they're just trying to protect you. So I didn't really mind the curfew. I was like jet lagged anyway. I was falling asleep by like 7. But I remember just the last night they knew it was like no one's gonna stay. So on the last night, you know, you go out and you drink with the friends you made, and then you might not ever see them again, because after that you just disperse. Alright guys, I hope this was better. I mean, you wouldn't know because you're not gonna see the other video, but to me I feel better about it. I hope it was informative and you learned something, and you have a better idea of what to expect if you are going to Korea, if you want to go to Korea to teach. And if you guys have any questions or comments or anything, leave them below. Remember to follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. I will leave those below too. Also, I have my second channel up. I will leave that down below. It's really just me and my life and all this glory. So, I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.